Hey all, it's Tom. Chris Wood, a good friend of mine. He has a website. It's CW Outfitters. It sells outdoor goods and whatnot. Great prices on stuff. If you haven't get a chance to get over and check them out, check them out. Last couple of years, I reviewed a few things for him: some spice kits, backpacks, haversacks. He carries good stuff. So he was here yesterday, and he dropped by, and we were talking, and he said, "Hey, I got something I want you to review." So, okay. And he hands me this knife. All right. Then I happen to notice there's a Pathfinder logo on here. Pull the knife off, and there's one on there too. It's the Pathfinder shop Scorpion. So I said, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to play with it." He said, "Keep it as long as you want, play with it as much as you want." Now, being around knives for a long time, you could pretty much tell what a knife was going to do when you first, give it an hour. Play with it, look at it, mess around with it, but give it an hour. You can pretty much tell what they're going to do. So, let's do a quick out of the Sheath review, because this is from 2016. It's a 3/16 1095 carbon steel blade. I believe this blade is 4 inches long. 1, 2. Blade's 4 inches long. It's a Scandi grind. Distal taper's not perfect, but it's darn close. These are handmade knives in Dave's shop, at a Pathfinder shop. It's a full tang design, and good 90-degree spine on it. Great 90-degree spine on it. The handles on this one, scales on this one are oak. There's 2 pins holding them in, and there's a lanyard hole with a brass roll pin in there. Very contoured to your hand. It fits your hand nice, and there's no hot spots. I'm impressed with this knife. On something. But fit and finish on the scales themselves on this knife is perfect. Even down here where the scales taper off, both sides are perfectly level, and so is the scales. The grind on this knife, both sides are perfectly level. The thing I like about this knife is the Scandi on it is not a thin Scandi. If you notice, if some people take paper and they'll hit it with a Scandi grind and it'll go right through. It's because it's very thin Scandi ground. This isn't. This has got some robust to it. Now, I couldn't find what the heat treating on this knife is, but by the way it's sharpened, or honed, I should say, it's probably a 5860, if not higher. Tough knife. Very tough knife. I tried it today. Said if so much that's for the knife. It's a good quality blade. I like it. Only thing I have problems with, and this is just me that I would change, was I'd either put more of a hump on the back spine or take that tip off just a little bit, because if you're skinning animals with it, this is meant to be an all-around woods knife. If you're skinning animals with it and you got that blade flat on your hand, the tip wants to sink in. It's no big deal. It's very controllable, and it's not a big issue. This lump in the back of the handle, when you're holding it upside down, or scale it, I should say, and you're trying to, do this, you got to tip your arm up to do it. It don't fit flat in your hand. That's because this throws the tip up in the air. So I take that off just a little bit and round the tip down a little bit so you had a little more under the skin leverage. all in all, it's a great knife. I really do like it. I've been enjoying it all day. Now the sheath. The sheath is made from a 7 ounce leather. The generous belt loop, it's held in place by one good rivet. It's in there solid. And it's an attached up here. It's not a detachable double rivet job. It's got a really nice finish on it. It's a single stitch, single row stitched. The only thing I found, but the problem with the sheath was it has a couple of lips where it wasn't burred down to match the welt that's inside. And there's a good welt in there, enough to do the knife with. Otherwise, it adds a really nice sheath. The knife goes in well. And as far as a belt carry, you could probably buy a dangler somewhere if you wanted to dangle it. I think it's a great little knife. I've been doing some feather sticks with it, and this is my idea of batoning. Goes right through. No problem on a twist. It's a great little knife. Hogs off wood like mad. Of course, it's a scanty grain of wood. So that's the knife in the sheath. Now, I went over to SRO Survival Resources webpage, and I priced this knife because I was seriously thinking about it. And then I seen the price on it was $110. That's not too bad for me. I don't go that high with knives. Now, if you really wanted it, I mean, it's kind of like a gun. You buy a good one and it lasts you a lifetime. But I don't need another knife. So, anyway, I was looking at the price tag. It was $110. And then it comes without a sheath. I was thinking to myself, for $110, no sheath? So I went looking for sheaths. Sure enough, there was sheath options there. You can get a standard sheath for $24.95, or you can get I think it's a P.K.S. Sheath. I don't know what the difference is. They don't show you. For $34.95. Now, at the $24.95 price tag, you're looking at $130 for the knife and the sheath. If you want a good leather sheath, or a good sheath, I should say, you're looking at a $145 knife. I personally myself wouldn't spend $145 on a knife. I just wouldn't. But I have to say, if you're going to spend that much, and this thing does have a bite. I mean, I'm doing some fine curls here, but it does have a bite in the wood. If you're looking for a new knife, it's relatively inexpensive, and these are customs, don't forget. These are hand ground and everything in Dave's shop, which I believe is now called the 30 by Design knives. For $145, or if you have a sheath laying around the house or you can make one, $110. And I've seen options on there with micarta on it and curly maple. This is an oak handle. Oak scales, I should say. I would buy this knife if I was looking for a new knife and I was looking for something like this. So, Dave, you make a great knife. Chris, I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to play with this. It's a beautiful blade. Now, just some history. Chris bought this in 2016. And I believe he said he skinned like 7 deer, butchered them. 10 or 15 raccoons, miscellaneous small game, couple of turkeys, coyote, 4 coyotes, and a couple other animals. And he never honed it. When I got this blade from Chris, it was generally black. So I asked him kindly if he didn't mind if I cleaned it up a little bit. And so I took the heavy off. It does have a great 90-degree spine, by the way. And I honed it for him just a little bit to get a good working field edge for this season. And there it is, the Pathfinder Scorpion. We'll talk later about it after I get to use it for a few months. And as of right now, would I say go buy one if you're looking for something like this? Yeah. It's a good deal for $110. So this is Tom. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. Thank you once again, Chris, Dave, great blade. And we'll see you guys on the next one.